All right. Oh gosh. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Enigma. I'm a variety streamer, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, Rumble, and YouTube. Hope you're having a great day today. Hope you're having a great week so far. Of course, I said my name's Enigma. I'm a variety streamer, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, Rumble, YouTube. I'm not on Kick. So Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube. My mistake. I am suspending Kick for the time being. On the way in, do me a favor, smash that like button. Smash that like button on Rumble and YouTube. If you're on any of those platforms, give me the follow, the sub on YouTube, especially right now as I'm trying to get monetized on YouTube. Really will need your help with that. Just making sure, no surprises. We're playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and we made it to the Upside Down Castle yesterday afternoon, and we're now trying to get that nasty little sword that's really gonna make the rest of this game a lot more fun to get through. But it's a 1 in 128 drops, so the percentage is less than 1% to get it, so we'll keep trying. We will keep the trying, yes. That's the guys we're looking for, these schmooze. They're the ones that drop the sword. So we're just going to stand here and make sure we farm these little bastards until they give me what we want. Oops. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great week so far. Thank everyone who's helping me out on the Rumble side with the views. View numbers are what I need right now for the most part. I need to get to 120. I'm sorry, I need to get to 200 view hours by the end of the month. Granted, it's still early, but and I'm almost halfway there, so keep that up. That would be great. Well, guys, they're not dropping. They've been dropping money. Like that. Yeah, with these guys, they do drop it. They're the only drop point for it that I'm aware of, where you can get the damn the sword. It's called a Chisame or something like that. It's just a if you look at it on the surface, you're like, it doesn't look that special. But when you equip it and start using it, you go, oh, now I get it. This, of course, is one of my favorite games ever made. If I were to make at some point, I probably will do a top PlayStation 1 games list. This game will definitely be in the top 5. Just because of how deep it is. It is the first Igavania game. Well, I don't know if he probably worked on them before that, but as far as the Metroidvania formula that Castlevania would become the Castlevania formula, this would be it. Ooh. Twice I ran into it. What's wrong with me? We did level up yesterday up to 39. And we'll continue to do that. where we are is not a great boon of experience points, but he's good. Australian version so 10. What did I say? Did I spell tacos wrong? Dracula eat tacos. I want to know if Dracula eats tacos. How are you, Grizzled? Happy Taco Tuesday. How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a great day. Ah. And I know luck plays a part into it too. People say you need to get specific rings to help boost your luck. That'll help with the drop rate. Go. Don't forget, guys, if you're on Rumble, if you're on YouTube, smash that like button. Let people know that I'm here. Help me get bigger and better at what I'm doing, so I continue to rear end my way into that algorithm. Get some folks interested in my stuff. Dang it. This only hit me for one, but still. My luck is what, 34? We've killed a couple hundred of these things. Okay, that'll work. Got it! Alright. Finally. Finally! Actually, the strength does go up. But check this out. We're going to equip this and watch what happens here. Let's go save, and then we'll come back in here. Oop. This is it. We will never need another sword. Yeah, random drop. Oh, they're the dedicated drop. The schmooze are the dedicated drop for it, but it's something like every 128 drops, and I don't know how luck factors into that with mathematically, but I know the higher your luck, obviously, the better your drop rate is. But bet your ass. Save. So we will not need any more swords between now and the end of the game. Because this is it, baby. Oop. It is very awesome, as we'll just kind of make our way and have no issues. The librarian is not here. He's only in the first castle, so if we go back, we can take the library card and go back for looking for his to buy anything from him. Which we've got 30,000. We haven't enough to buy that cape, but there are more of them in here. Probably should have come in here. I would have hurt myself though. Don't forget about your walk armor, and you want to make sure you are still uncovering map. We do have the walk armor equipped. Walk armor is going to get only more powerful the more map we uncover. So don't poo-poo the map, uncovering map. It is a nasty piece of work, baby. Here. Says I should got it registered. This sword will never, will not have, we won't have to worry about any sort of, oh crap, forgot they respawn. Don't have to worry about any other weapons. And don't forget, guys, also that the Upside Down Castle has the same exact map as the regular castle. So there will be, all the secret rooms we found in the original castle will be active and normal, just like they were in the original castle. You just got to try to remember where they are, that's all. So this room that has the secret is still here. We don't need that sword, but we still want to unlock all the map. Okay. Alright, that's quite enough of that. Alright, is he gonna stop, or... He will now. Problem there. Looking at the map, making sure we're uncovering everything. Ah, come on. So there, twice. No, don't give me that. I want the map. Or the axe, I mean. I have no idea what that ring does. Strengthens the power of the cross. Or the boomerang. So we're going to head to the Marble Gallery next. That's where we have to go next, and that's going to be a bugaboo because there are some really nasty traps there. In particular, these little rocket sleds that have spikes on them there, and you can't kill them. They're hazards, and they are, well, you'll see. And you just have to stay above them. They hit like a freaking Mack truck, so just be prepared. I saw a ramen over there that I missed. That's okay. 6,000 hit point or experience points. And here we go. Still took a hit. Look at me trying to sneak in there. All right. See, you just go right through them. Nothing to worry about. Doesn't start out that bad, but it's going to get bad. Those right there will be the bane of your existence. If they touch you, they hurt real bad. So, just be real careful in this area because they're hidden. They're there. Watch. Okay, no. There's one not there. But they can be hidden behind those things. So just be careful. Yeah, see, they're back there. Oh, they only hit me for one. I'm not used for that. Usually, it hit me for that. More Nova skeletons too. I just realized I think there's some places in the original castle I didn't go to. Alright, these guardians... Oh. I'm used to another game though where they got the... These guys hurt. Okay. Is that all you're gonna do? They're worth a lot. Usually I don't farm them until we get to the acid cloud, because when he gets the acid cloud he peels through those things too. Well, I know the closest place to recover is up here, so we will come back here. Gotta remember, we are looking... Overall, we're looking for 5 of Dracula's body parts, guys, and that's... that's going to be when we can complete the game, is when we collect all 5 of them. And of course, just because we don't find any weapon, we're not going to find a weapon better than this, doesn't mean we're not going to find armor better. So we got to keep our eyes peeled for our cloaks, and things like that. I don't even know what they're worth. Oh, down to 3,500. Not worth that much. Told you, here's a secret passage that we found in the original castle, same exact location. Fury plate. I don't think that's going to be better. I think our walk armor is still going to be the best, but defense goes up with damage being taken. See, our walk armor now is up to 49. I'll take the levels up. Oh, well. If he's worth that much. 7,900 is where we are now. 7,950. Let's see. Let's get some levels. View hours for Rumble. I am, as of last night, I was at 72.7 and I need 200. So, almost halfway there. And then I still need to do 5 hours of premium content, which I plan on starting this weekend. And I'm gonna hit my stream hours for Rumble today. In fact, I will probably hit it in the next 12 minutes because I was only a half hour behind on that one. Well up. Mornblade. Pardon me. But at the rate I'm on, if this continues, I should hit it pretty easily. So, got nothing wrong with that. And this guy's worth so much experience. We're already down to under 4,000. Gotta stop eating ice. Levels up are fun. 9,800. So we're still over 1,000. Hello, Zuzi. Yeah, why not? I'm saying you're going to find parts of the castle, second castle especially, where you're going to find places like this where you're able to take a few minutes and just get your levels up some, you know. And when that happens, you'll be better off for the rest of the game. See what I mean? Just easy peasy. 89.23. Now it's 900. 900 is still a lot. But I have all my unique chatters down, and I have all the raids. Rumble Premium stuff I plan on starting this weekend. I have to do 5 hours of Rumble Premium streams per month. Pardon me. Convent stone. Looks like you wear it on your head. Okay. It's a good day. Of course, the guardians around the clock tower, no, the clock broom, I mean, tend to be the ones worth the absolute most, I believe, in the entire game. They're the hardest ones to take down, but since we have this wonderful, amazing sword, we're able to do it. You've got range and speed with this sword. Okay. Sound looks is fine on my end. That didn't do it. Okay. That did it. Oof. I know that's a safe spot. All right. Problems there. Like I said, when we have the sword, most things are going to be a lot better, a lot more of a cakewalk. That should have been a lot harder, but because we have this wonderful, wonderful toy, I don't have to worry about it. Da, 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 da. Ooh, don't grab that. I want the axe still. I don't know if they're worth anything. Doesn't look like it. Oh, the stone skulls are now invisible? That's a bug. Ah. That was a weird-ass bug. See the way I gotta go. Well, dang it. Okay, well, take that. Hell yeah. See, that wasn't worth anything, and it should have been. Those were all bosses from the first castle. Where are we? Okay, now they're coming around. Let's have a little bit of a boss fight. Or 3 boss fights. Any fans of Castlevania 3 will know what this is. Well, you would have if they'd lasted around that long. Safety save there. They were nothing. Nothing at all. Alright, so we're going to go back to Old Rock's room here, or whatever it's called now. This is going to be a little bit of... where we're headed is going to get a little nasty. Because when the first time we were here, there was a lot of spikes on the ceiling. Well, now that the castle is inverted... the spikes are on the floor, so... Go ahead and unlock your fast travel over here. Okay, so there are spikes here. How he didn't hit me, I don't know, but I'm not even going to risk it. It's fine by me. Fine by me. Alright, we got you there. This is a great big area we're gonna need to explore. See, that guy was a boss in the first area too. Not anymore. That's the way to the boss. Let's go ahead and unlock map. Crap. Friggin' Medusa heads. Bane of my existence. Well, I did get credit for that. I was going to say I should get credit for that. Well, no, of course, I should still gotten credit for that. Hopefully I did. Oh, okay, I'll take it. One up here. There's the Alucard mail. So we actually do have access now to the armor we started with in the game. But if we take a look, it's not as good as the walk armor. It boosts intelligence, but it lowers defense by 2. And I believe it offers you resistance between some elements as well. Yeah. I might have missed that little area in the first castle. I might have to go back and get that. And then the boss fight. No, the funny thing is, my phone on Sunday, we went to go see my parents on Easter. I texted her, hey, we're on our way, and she never got the text message, so she was mad when we got there, because she was like, you guys didn't tell us when you were coming. And I was like, but I did, but she never got any of the text messages that I sent. It seems to be okay now, but... Oops. Bad news sucks. We gotta get you some good news, Grizzle. What good news can we get you? So we have 3 of Dracula's body parts. 2 more to go. Managed to get through all of that pretty simply. It's all my phone number used to give me was bad news, and then I stopped working. Of course, every job I've had has been a piece of shit, so... Oh, we need to work. Don't want you going through that. That sucks. Yeah, this is bullshit, man. Definitely don't want anything to be permanent like that. Oof. Well, I'm going to have to come this way when we're done with what's up here anyway, so... The Sniper of Goth. Goth girls everywhere are like, no, we don't have snipers. Sure do. Might do another Metroidvania after this. Because I am enjoying these games. I do enjoy Metroidvanias quite a bit. Alright, so here's one of the rare spots we need to equip back on our Spike Breaker armor. And that's to get our cloak. This is the cloak we started the game with, so. Not yet, but I have lots to choose from. The advanced Castlevanias are out there. They've got the DS Castlevanias out there. They have lots of different. I mean, there's several, so I have a lot to choose from, quite honestly. So we're looking for a Castlevania staple here. This chick has been in a lot of them. Don't try to figure out how she works for Dracula, considering it's two different mythoses, but here she is. Medusa, and there she goes. Save our game, make sure we're alright. This is to get us back to where we were. See? Castle Keep. Which we don't need. That's true, but Medusa's been a staple in Castlevania since the very first one. Before there was Cerberus and Cthulhu and all the other stuff. Cthulhu even worked for Dracula in this game. Before all that, it was still Medusa. The Medusa was a boss in the original Castlevania game. Granted, it was just her head, but still her. No problem there. Told y'all this was the sword of all swords. I just realized I don't have a relic on, do I? I didn't turn that sucker off. You have to attack him. Crap. Well, you guys are just gonna make my life a pain in the ass. I'm gonna make your life a pain in the ass. Oh, way to go, sword. Oddly enough, we got almost all of it. I was shocked we got that far. 2 little spots we didn't get. And they're both, well, 3 little spots. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little spots. Alright, we're heading down this way. Oh, Whiskey's dreaming. He's laying right next to my leg. I can feel him, and he's... whatever he's got on his mind, he does not like it. He is woofing. There you go. He's a woofing kind of dog when he's dreaming. He's such a weirdo, though. I've told him many times, you're lucky you're cute. Otherwise, there would be some problems. That's gonna be it. There we go. Got it. So we already have 4 of the 5 Dracula battle parts. I think the other one is way deep in the catacombs, but we'll Don't remember exactly where, but we're going to kill all the bosses anyway, so who cares? Speaking of bosses. He's got poison. Like that. Rotten corpse is kind of disgusting, but there it was. Make sure we're unlocking all the map. I know that that's the way to get back to the Marble Gallery, and we are going to go back there, but first I want to clear out the actually starting part of the original castle, so we're going to clear all that out as much as we can. This sword, though, pretty much puts an end to damn near everything that could possibly piss you off, that's for damn sure. Now don't forget, not only do we want to unlock all of our stuff, we will also want to make sure that we remember where there are secret passages. Because once the secret passages are, you know where they are in the original castle, they're all in the same place in the upside down one. Dang. I'll take that. Come on. Nope, it's the next one. In fact, I think Death has the last part of Dracula. Yep, there's a room right there. Hey there. Well, I can't hardly read that. What does that say? The red is always difficult for me. Da, 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 da. Asriel's death? Is that correct? Am I reading that correctly? Thank you for coming in, my friend. Another one right here. Oh. Katana. Katana blade. We don't really need it. That's okay. Let's go in here. These guys. So this sword, once you get this sword, you can lay waste to damn near everything in the game. Summoning, but doesn't matter. God hell with you. This is the way we're going now, baby. Oh, I know this way. Just back out in that boss room. Oh, that's not all unlocked. I know where that goes. We're gonna have to wrap back around and we'll grab that. For now, we're gonna be right here. At least that's the plan. And I'm pretty sure I missed some stuff in the original castle now that I think about it, so we might have to go back there. Oop, didn't mean to throw an axe. Anybody else? Of course. Worth practically nothing, but hey, whatever. Sight. Since we power up. Got a shield. Is that better than our current shield? It's about the same. But it's got a goddess's face on it instead of whatever else. Alright, boys. Little bastards coming up and taking me out my stuff. You're going to hit me, aren't you? Yeah. There we go. If we had the acid cloud, it wouldn't be that bad, but we don't have the acid cloud yet. Don't really stand much of a chance, do they? I know we'll come back. Well, I hate leaving things uncovered. Oh, wait. No, it's not. It's probably a safe spot now that I think about it. Yep, it is. There we go. Not bad. Now we're back at the very first part of the castle of the game, where we first started. What's the what? Ooh, that looks like a flaming shuriken. Yeah, flame star. With the way we have managed to kind of blaze through this, it's kind of surprising. But when you get the best sword in the game and you just start laying waste to everything, that's going to happen. Not done here yet. Let's get back up to the marble gallery, which we can do that. $600 HP. Over here. interesting enemies we should have to see along the way here, like those guys, the flea riders. You can actually knock them off, and then the dragon will actually run around and help you, but we don't really need that. That blue Venus weed is a bitch. If we didn't have this sword, she would be a complete and utter bitch. Bitch. Bitch is a good word. It's what she is. She's a bitch. There we go. Get in there. Fire boomerang. Now give me back my axe. Not really as much about trying to find new weapons and armor at this point as it is, even if, well, we might find something really good. But it's more really about, at this point, uncovering map to improve the defensive capabilities of the walk armor. Yes, if we didn't have that sword, those blue Venus weeds would be a complete and utter bitch. They really, really would. So, just be careful of those. Right. Oop. Hammer, hammer, hammer. So y'all see what I mean about this sword. This sword is just a deathbringer. It just evaporates everything in its path. So, was it worth it for us to farm the damn thing? Abso-damn-lutely it was. Wrong. Is the door open anyway? It's not. Okay. There's a secret door. There she blows. Alright, so we can go down there. I don't want to go down there just yet. We're going to go through the marble gallery to get that. Take the level up. Is that dodo bird worth a lot? 99. Let's just see. 9,900. That's worth one. That dodo bird is worth some levels. Or A level. 77.55. You're worth 1,200. No wonder the dodo birds are extinct. See, for the kids who don't know out there, dodo birds actually did exist. They lived in Australia, and they were hunted down and are now basically extinct. They killed all of them on the island when it was settled by the Brits. So they are dead. They didn't look like that. They were actually had much bigger beaks, but it was back in the day, before people knew any better. They didn't know any better. That's why we go doing the thing here. 87.05. They're still worth quite a bit. Where the hell are we? 48. See. Anything that's worth, you know, more than 1,000 experience points, it's worth your time just to kind of run through and make sure we're taking advantage of it. Especially something like that. Easy to kill, nothing to worry about. It's about 1,000 now. That's 49, right? Yep. 85. Try it again. I see where we are now. 85. My sword took out that. Of course, if you can't find, if you can't get your hands on one of these little bad boys, keep leveling up your sword familiar, and once he gets so high, you can start using him as a sword, and he becomes pretty effective in his own right. Never hurts to grind a little, especially when it's that easy. But if you're playing this for the first time, I will tell you that everything has a law of diminishing returns. Okay, so now we're 11-9 away from a level. Let's see. When we kill, these guys are all worth 1, so I'm not worried about that. But him, it's now, he's worth 500, basically. So, the more we farm, the higher in level we get, the less in experience points enemies are worth. So you want to take advantage of what you can while you can, but completely understand that sitting here and farming that dodo bird over and over again eventually will get you to where it's not worth going for anymore. And they do that for a progressional reason. It's completely I completely understand it. This game is a lot deeper than a lot of people give it credit for. But the progression system makes it to where Alucard is never really under-leveled for things, because you can just walk into an area, start killing stuff, and within a couple of kills you level up, until you are where the game thinks you should be at this point of the game. It's very similar to the old Final Fantasy 4 thing. For those that our version here, Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 2 on the Super Nintendo, the very first time, had a progression system very similar to it, where if you were supposed to be level 20, the game had you at level 20, and if you needed to grind for a few minutes, you could, but it wasn't a painstakingly long period of time for you to get to the level you needed to be to survive at that part of the game. Suikoden is another one of those. Suikoden, you start out at like level 1 at somewhere, and then all of a sudden you're level 10 in a few minutes, and then everything you fight's worth one experience point. Well, they do that because they don't want you to be overpowered, but they want to make sure you are strong enough to take on that part of the game. The only bad part about that is if you're trying to grind and power level beyond what the game wants you to go, that's where it becomes monotonous and difficult. Right now we're in really good shape. The game wants us to be at about level 50 to be here because of like the dodo bird, you could tell. There's only a couple other places in the entire castle you can do this and get yourself some serious levels. The hallways leading up to the clock room are, at this part of the game, have guardians in there, and they are the toughest enemies, for my money, in the whole game. They are very, very strong, but luckily they're also very, very lucrative. Let's see, 2,000. We'll get our level here, and then we'll move on to the Marble Gallery. Through the Marble Gallery, I want to go down to the Catacombs, and there's still that whole Catacombs of the castle to clear out. There we go. That puts us level 51. We could probably grind him a little longer, but I want to go back up and around into... Well, wait a minute. Oh, you know what that is? It's a fast travel. Enigma's losing his damn mind sometimes. Here I'm like, I don't want to go in that room, and I do, because it's a fast travel room. See, I told you. We want to go up and around through the Marble Gallery so we can, let's save it. Why not? go to the catacombs that way so we can take care of all that. Yep. Okay, Mystic Pendant. Let me do that. That's okay. Now the Marble Gallery. Now remember, this place can be a death trap, so let's be careful. Let's see here, 11,000. Hey, you see how much he was worth there? Of course, he hits like a truck, so we got to be careful. Gotta be careful with them. Of course, there is an area here. We didn't go down this way. If you're looking for a specific item, here they are. Just like in the first castle, there was a room like this, and this is where it is here. So just unlocking castle. That's all we're doing. These guys are worth a ton. Ha! I ran right into that. He just wound up. Dang. See? Levels up everywhere. We're gonna level again. Already. Let's keep it up. These guys are the most lucrative experience farm in the game that I'm aware of. Someone might know something better than I know, but these guys are worth a ton for a bit. Once you get to, I think, the 60s, it kind of... We're down to 3,000, so it's... Why not? Why not farm these assholes? I don't remember if they're drops. I do think they drop a really good piece of armor. I don't remember off the top of my head. If Alucard were here, he'd be able to tell us. Because he is the authority on this game. Here we go. $4,300. Let's see what they're worth now. Still worth quite a bit. So usually I don't take those guys out until I have the poison, the acid mist or poison mist. 7,000 is where we are now. Now we're below, and it's still worth over 1,000 a pop. Ah! Almost level 61. Okay, we're at 13-1. Let's see what they're worth now. Worth 1,000 now, about 1,000. Yeah, so take full advantage of what you can. If you have this sword, you can do it. If not, you'll have to wait until you get to Poison Mist, because those guys are very strong without having either one of those, Acid Mist or whatever the mist is. Of course, notice they're still hitting like a truck. They're hitting pretty hard. God's Garb. Strongest of all armor. Well, we'll put it on and see what happens. The walk armor still... probably end up being better in the long run. Okay, let's see what they're worth now. 13.15. Well, 492. Well, they went down some, but still take it. Not bad, not bad. And 63 will be when we get our next level. We're going to spam that. they spam that one move. It's a pain in the ass is what that is when they spam that move. Alright. We're still motoring right along with the levels up. Can't do much better than that. Jeez, I did that. My fault. You know, when he's spamming that, he can kiss my ass. Alright, we got our level up. Let's go. Serves, this is a save spot. And now we have over 1,000 hit points from everything we've done. That's right, cha-ching, baby. That's right, baby. Okay, this way. This is one of those areas I think I did not get everything in the regular size castle, so I'll probably have to go back to uncover that stuff. All right. Yeah, it still hit me hard. back where we were. Fine by me. Actually, that's not a bad idea. This way. So we should be in pretty decent shape for the rest of the game as far as levels up go. That doesn't mean we won't do any more of that guardian farming, because you're never going to have too many levels, but we should be in pretty good shape. Oh, did I go? Nope, this is correct. There's not a lot they can do to stop us right now. Except hit us with those damn trap carts that they've got. So the underground part here, the water is upside down. So this is going to be really odd the way that we have to unlock some of these areas. I know one in particular is particularly nasty. See, we have to... That one. I know there's one of them we have to turn into the frickin' dog and get up there. Hope we got that. We'll see. Now that's the good shield. Let's see if it's better than our goddess shield. It is. See about that? That's our family heirloom shield. See, that right there is one of those spots. You have to have the dog to get your ass up there. Another spot right there. Kind of a little secret to have. You have to have the dog, the wolf, to do that. try to get up there. Another shit take mushroom. Got a lot of shit takes. Didn't work. There we go. Took me a little bit of finagling, but we got it. There's one more area here with the waterfall. Gotta hit it just right. I think we got it. Yeah, we did. Okay. Those blue Venus weeds, again, make sure you're taking those things very seriously. They will ruin you, and it will not take them a whole lot of time to do it. So trust me on that one, guys. It is pretty nasty. There is a boss down here. Boss in this area, I believe, is a level 40 doppelganger. We fought a level 10 at the beginning of the game, and now I believe it's a level 40. Down below in the catacombs, that's where we fight death. Pardon me. Okay. Got that. No problem. Unlock this part of the map. Interesting. Now that should be unlocked. No, I guess we'll get it on the way back up. So, Lisa is not here anymore, or the succubus we had to fight for Lisa, she's not here anymore. And that doesn't mean we don't uncover her part of the map. Go. 325. No. If I ever get my Saturn up and running to stream off of, I will stream the Saturn version of this game. There are a lot of differences in it, and to the point where people have continually made updates to it. I have a reproduction CD right over there that I got a couple years ago, where they've added, translated it and they localized it, and they've got it to where it's, they've added things to it to make it more longer, that sort of thing. But the Saturn version of Symphony of the Night on its base actually has something, a couple of things that are, well, one thing in particular that is very hidden or very different, and that is Maria becomes a playable character. In this version, you can play as Richter if you type in your name as Richter, or you can play through as Alucard as intended. In the Saturn version, we have Maria, and Maria has a triple jump. That's how crazy she is. Oh, and there's Alucard. Got all my equipment back, 2 extra areas. Yep, I got the equipment I wanted. I don't have the Alucard sword, but I don't really need it. And there's 2 extra areas as well. Alucard is correct. But that's only on the Saturn version. Because this is a big long thing, we're going to have to come up and down it twice. You can see we're not... Oh, okay, no we don't. Only once. But there were, I believe there were performance issues. I did play it on the Saturn. I imported it when it first came out. I do think there were performance issues on the Saturn as well, but that's something that over the years, the folks that have been localizing it and putting it on CDs have fixed a lot of that. So, the Saturn was not the easiest console to program for, to be completely honest with you guys. So it can be... It was a little different. This is another one of those areas with water that we need to take advantage of. Probably the dog, the wolf. But I need to get the Saturn up and running for high-def TVs and all that sort of stuff for that. Not to mention, I'd have to get a new battery for it. The Sega Saturn is an animal quite like any other. They have an internal memory, but it's a very small internal memory. But it is that, and the clock and stuff are actually saved by... There we go. That's, you got to do the wolf there. They're saved by the battery. They use a lithium battery, a watch battery, for some reason, to save information onto. There we go. See, that dog is the only way you're going to be able to get access to all that. No, not a 2025 battery, like a lithium watch battery. I'd have to get it out to see which one it is. It is, you got to go, you go to your... I used to have to go to Walmart with no shit and give them the battery, and then they would sell it to you. Now you don't have to, because they've got battery displays that have all the batteries on it. But the Saturn and the Sega CD, for that matter, if you are at all curious about Sega's lineage on that stuff, used lithium batteries for internal memory. They sold memory cards separately too. The thing you get with the Saturn, though, you can get on Saturn, it's an action replay, and the action replays, I know people can use them to cheat and that sort of stuff. That's what they were initially used for. Oh, really? That must be why they did it. The Saturn, the Sega Saturn and the Sega CD both used that. They both had very internal memory. But the Action Replay was made for cheating. It was like a game genie kind of thing. But that's not all they did. As it continued on, they used it for, first of all, converting your Saturn to play import games. Sega never really had a problem with. And then they added memory cards, and then they added the ability for it to be the 4 meg upgrade card for RAM. So they got to the point where they were basically everything. Where should that go? Yeah, the batteries in the Sega CD and the Sega Saturn always need to be replaced. I haven't booted up my Saturn in a couple of years, several years now actually, so I guarantee you that when I do it, it's going to need a new battery. Which also means any of the internal stuff I have saved onto it are DOA. There's probably nothing saved on that at all. And if there was, it's gone. Because that's how they worked it. Venus weeds are smart to farm at some point as well. The thing is that because of the sword, we were able to farm the Guardians earlier, so we don't have to worry about farming the Venus weeds. But the Venus weeds are worth some stuff. There's our level 40 doppelganger. And he's not going to last very long. There he goes. Sega CD has a very underrated library of games on it. You are absolutely correct. Not just RPGs, but the problem with the Sega CD is that everybody was so obsessed with live action video and being able to put that on a game. There's a lot of really cheap ass ports of games like the if you watch the Mighty Morphin, if you play the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game, I'm just throwing this one off the top of my head. It actually is nothing more than an episode of the show where you can you have to press your buttons in time. It's a QTE game. All it is QuickTime events. The Power Rangers will go whoo, and they'll say press X, and then you press X, and then you know that kind of crap. It's a really bad game, but a lot of Sega CD games were like that. They were so obsessed with the the full motion video that they did not put hardly anything at all into the actual gameplay. But that being said, there were some really good Sega CD games. The working designs, the 4 working designs games on the Sega CD are all excellent. Shining Force CD is really good. Sonic CD is really good. I think Snatcher's on there. I don't own Snatcher, but I wish I did. Snatcher is on there. Police Knots, I think it was in Japan. I don't know if we got it over here or not. There's a lot of really good. Sewer Shark is actually probably one of the better full motion video games. It's lame and everything, but I actually there's a kind of a sick little part of me that likes playing it because it's not the worst game ever. There's far worse games. Night Trap is pretty bad. I own Night Trap as well. Night Trap was, a lot of folks blame Mortal Kombat for the rating system and how the parents groups were all up in arms against video games and all that, and Mortal Kombat did play a part in it. But what really got people started on it, what really pissed off a lot of parental groups, was Night Trap. Night Trap was the game that I remember seeing on the news. That, what was his name, Jack Thompson or whoever, that they were all in on getting that game removed completely from store shelves. But what happens when you draw attention to something like that? It makes people more interested to play it. Corpse Killer. Way of the Warrior was really bad too. The Eternal Champions CD is actually not bad. The 4 working designs games are Lunar, Lunar 2, Vi, and the rarest of all of them is Popful Mail. If you can find that, it's worth quite a bit of money. On any of those, actually, they're worth quite a bit of money. But Popful Mail tends to be the holy grail of those. Yeah, Night Trap is a walk in the park now, compared to a lot of the other, you know, violent. Mortal Kombat, hold my beer. If you're looking at games that are violent, Mortal Kombat is much more violent than Night Trap ever was.
So you've made it this far. In the name of your father, cease this foolishness.
Not while there is breath in my body.
Then, for the Master, I'll feast on your soul this night.
Death has 2 forms. We just got rid of one of them. And there he goes. So this sword makes everything easy. Now, that, I believe, is the last of Dracula's treasures. Let's take a look here. Looks like we're missing one thing. Yeah, we have all 5, so we can actually go and beat the game right now. All we need is those 5. Relics. Let's go back out here. Oh, there he goes.
There's a switch. Perhaps I should press it.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat was like the icing on the cake for these parental groups, but honestly speaking, Night Trap was the game that really got them pissed. Night Trap was the game that got that. I would see it on the 6 o'clock news. Girls in their underwear having a slumber party, and here come these cyber vampires after them. And one of them had an auger that drilled into a girl's neck if you didn't save her, and all. And once again, I tell you guys, flat out, if you're gonna have something like that, sure, go knock yourself out. But if you're gonna protest it, knock yourself out. But you have to be prepared for the fact, if you draw attention to something, it draws attention to it from everybody. So, one of the first games I picked up when I got my Sega CD was Night Trap. Not because it was a great game. It's not a great game. It's actually very hard and very tedious and all the other kit and caboodles. But the truth is, I didn't care when I got it. All I cared about was, I'm not supposed to have this, so I'm going to have it. That's what kind of makes me laugh when you look at a lot of these folks that are really political about, and they want to censor speech and all that. It's like, you do know the more attention you bring to these people, the more you mention them, the more attention you're going to bring to them. You're going to find people that actually find them to be reasonable. You the best thing you can do if you really want to silence somebody, just ignore them. The more attention you bring to them, the more likely it is that they're going to get more fame out of it. There's the Alucard sword, which would be the best sword, except for the fact that we have the best sword. So if we take a look at it, though, you see it brings down. Well, the attack. I'm sorry, the attack goes up. Defense goes down 1, but it doesn't have this effect. It doesn't have that speed. So it's a great sword, but this is the best sword in the whole game. There's no sense for us changing away from this sword. come on. Truth is, with this, we are speeding through this game a lot faster than I thought we were going to. Exactly. The more you bring attention to something, the more people that are going to find it. And the thing is that if it, and that's another reason why you don't ever go, why politically speaking, doing things for political and activist reasons is not going to get you the results a lot of the time that you think it's going to. And I mean this for both sides of the aisle. The tighter you grip, the more likely that the more tightly you grip, the more people are going to slip through your fingers. It's the same thing that happens with anything. If you tell people, don't listen to Joe Rogan, well, guess what people are going to go do? They're going to go listen to Joe Rogan because you told them not to. Yeah, it was for me too. And the original video game censorship people were the right initially, the religious right. They were the ones that were really against it. And then it came out where Hillary Clinton came out for it, and she's not right at all. And now it's now the people that are the most pro-censorship are the left. Let's go this way. Damn it! Take my axe. Yep, that's correct. And don't get me wrong, I think it's fine that we have rating systems in games. I do. I don't think a kid should be able to walk into a Walmart and pick up Grand Theft Auto without his parents knowing about it. Or her. I'm completely on board with that. I got no problem with that whatsoever. My problem comes in is when they start telling me what I'm allowed to play and not play, or see and not see, or hear and not hear as an adult. That's where I draw the line. Is I'm a frickin' adult, and as long as what I'm doing it ain't hurt anybody, which it ain't, what's any business of yours? Necklace of J. That raises defense. But you'll have people who say, well, that's, you have that, and that's where you have your, makes people violent. No, it doesn't. It keeps me from being violent. Playing Doom with a double-barrel shotgun did a lot to prevent me from from taking out aggressions on people when I was younger. This is, I believe, the last boss before the final two bosses. He is hard because he does lightning. You can get lightning mail to stop him from really hurting you, but he shouldn't last very long with us. Here we go. Exactly. The answer to anything is never censorship. That's the number one thing I can tell anybody who within the sound of my voice. Censorship and silence are not the way you get people to agree with you. It's not the way you get people to accept your way of thinking. And it drives more people away from you than anything. The best thing that ever happened to Joe Rogan was when they came out and said that you shouldn't listen to him. Because he's too, even though he's not, but he's too far right. That gas cloud, that's the nasty part. What are we missing with relics? There's one that I'm missing. Yeah. They use it as a cudgel because they don't like it. You know, they don't like the fact that Joe Rogan has the #1 podcast in the world, and more people listen to him than listen to anybody. When other people who think they know better or think they're in the know are the ones who think that, well, you should be listening to me instead of Joe Rogan. And when you listen to Joe Rogan, yeah, I don't agree with everything Joe Rogan says. I don't. But the thing is that he presents things from a fairly centrist point of view. And then we'll kind of leave it up to you most of the time to leave it up to yourself. He just wants to start conversation. He just wants to get people together to talk. And the folks who can't stand that are the ones that usually have the most to hide. And the thing is that if we go back and look at the election, the presidential election from a couple years ago, one of the things that really got Orange Man over the hump was he went in to Joe Rogan and shot the shit with him for 2 or 3 hours. And they talked about everything. And Rogan actually asked the Harris campaign, the Kamala Harris campaign, hey, I want to make sure I'm giving you opportunity as well. Come on in and let's have a conversation. And her people went back and said, well, if you want to talk to her, we need to see every question you're going to ask her. You have to come here to us for that to happen, and we also you can only have her for like an hour. They went through and protected her like crazy, and it hurt her. It absolutely hurt her. And that's without a fact. That if she would have gone in and done the same thing that that Orange Man did, she might have ended up winning a swing state or two. I'm not saying she would have won because no one tried to kill her. I said I remember saying, oh, just give me the damn spike armor. I just remember when they took that shot at him, I was like, that's it, he just won. My girlfriend was like, oh, Lord, no. And I was like, oh, Lord, yeah. But anytime someone is trying to silence somebody else, or a point of view or anything like that, all it does is make people want to consume that point of view more to see what the big deal is. Why shouldn't I listen to Joe Rogan? What's wrong with Joe Rogan? What does he say? What does he do? What is his MO? And then people will listen to him and go, actually, he doesn't sound like he's that crazy. Not that Joe Rogan needs me to defend him. He doesn't. But I still think that was basically the final nail in the coffin for her campaign. And I'm saying this as someone who again, I'm not political, but that was the beginning of the end for that. Not the beginning. That was the end of the end for her. And if she would have gone on and did the same thing that old Trumpykins did, she might have done a lot better. looks like we're going to beat this before lunch. And with that case, I'll have to load up more. I'll have to do that. Don't need that equipped anymore. Walk armor 64, Dobbs guard 59. So the walk armor has now gone better than the god armor, of the god garb. All right. I might have to swap it over to the Switch. I know I've got a couple... Oh, crap. Just so I remember. I have to look and remember. Good bloodstained. There we go. We'll do one of those. But I do remember hearing that about the campaign where she was... They were trying to shield her from answering questions they didn't want her to answer. And when that happened, that was basically it. Because Joe Rogan would have asked her tough questions. And if you go back and you listen to him with Orange Man, they just talked. I did not expect us to get through Symphony of the Night in a day and a half. I'd be honest with you guys. But then again, I have done this game so many times. Even when I forget where things are, I still remember where they are. The nice thing about the advanced games is I am not anywhere as astute with those as I am with other games. So, this game in particular. So, I remember things about it, but as far as memorizing where a lot of things are, and I don't, the best this and the best that, I cannot tell you. So, okay. Last part of the game, of this game has two bosses. First, we have to fight that bad mother. Shut your mouth. And then, of course, the main event, Vlad the Impaler. But you do have to have all 5 of Dracula's treasures in order to get up there, to get into the area where he is. And this will not be a problem because, again, we have this sword. Do yourselves a favor. If you're playing this game, go as soon as you get to the Upside Down Library. Do what I did. It's going to take you a little bit. Took us a couple of hours. Once you get this sword, everything else is cake. There's just not a lot of things that could stand in your way once you have this weapon. And I'll tell you guys, I found it by mistake. I didn't use a guide when I first played this, so I think I told this story yesterday. I did not... When I first played this, I got the bad ending first, because the game does not do a good job of explaining to you how to get to this part. It basically is just there. Like, hey, you can do this. And so I completed the game. Bad behavior. Yeah, exactly. Just can't use it. They use an excuse for bad behavior. I beat the game, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, well, did you flip the castle upside down? And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And then he said, no, you have to do this, this, and this. And then when I realized that, I went and did this, this, and this. And that, and that. And went, holy crap, I had missed half of the game. Over half of the game. So I went back and rectified that and found this, and played it. And I was playing through it again, and I found this weapon from the Shmoo. It was a random drop. I wasn't farming for it. I just got it, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I started using it. I was like, "Oh my god, this thing is insane." Although I think I saw last night that they're releasing a strategy guide for Tears of the Kingdom later this year. That game's been out for, what, 3-4 years now, and they're just now releasing a guide. I could tell you that guides used to come out the same day, if not before. What I wanted. There's still, let's see. 12,749. Like I said, these guys are worth the most in the whole game, if I'm not mistaken. And now they're only worth about 300 a pop. Alucard would know for certain how much, what's worth the most, but I believe it's these Guardians. And we're level 64. We're in plenty of good shape to whip Dracula's ass. I just don't want to do it too quickly because we still have 20 minutes. And as we've seen, bosses don't last long with this sword. But they did try with Castlevania. There were two different ways they tried to progress with the series after Symphony of the Night, because everybody was going 3D. Konami did try to make 3D Castlevanias, the first one being Castlevania 64, which is probably one of the worst games. It is probably the worst game in the entire series. They promised a lot because Nintendo had announced they were doing a hard disk drive for the Nintendo 64 for folks who don't remember, and there was a lot of things they were promising they were going to do with that drive. One of the things I remember was like with John Madden Football, they wanted to have a version of John Madden Football on that disc system that if you were living in, like I live outside of Chicago, right? I'm not a Bears fan, but let's just say I am. And it's snowing buckets outside, like it's a blizzard. That the game would recognize that from the internet that it was snowing in Chicago. So if I played a game on that day as the Bears were snowing, it would be snowing in the game. And Castlevania had a lot of things they were going to try to do with that, like a werewolf character that would be more powerful during the full moon, I think, or something like that. Or I don't remember all of it, but it was they made a lot of big promises they were going to make with that disc drive, and then Nintendo canceled it. And when that happened, a lot of people who were developing for it kind of had to pivot and go, well, what do we do? What do we do? And what they had to do is dumbing down a lot of the things that they had planned they were going to do, and just release a game. And that's what happened with Castlevania 64. They went from, I want to say they wanted to have like 5 or 6 characters in it, and they ended up having 2 in the first one. Then they added the werewolf in the Legacy of Darkness one, or whatever it was called. But if you play the first 3D Castlevania, it is not good. It's not a good game. AVGN did an episode on it. Not a good game at all. But they also recognized the success of Symphony of the Night. So the Igavanias would take off, but they would all go handheld after this. So the Game Boy Advance had a launch Castlevania game on it that was a Metroidvania, and then they released another 1 or 2, and then they put them on the DS. The Metroidvanias went handheld, and the home consoles, they tried to make them high-end 3D games, which was a mistake. They should have not done that. They should have kept them either the old school platformer, like they had done with the first one and the third one and the fourth one, or gone completely Metroidvania. But they tried to make them 3D, they tried to add stuff to them, and I know there's fans of some of those games, but I don't find them to be very good. Not as bad as Legacy of Darkness, but... And like I said yesterday, Lords of Shadow, the first Lords of Shadow I liked, the second one I didn't at all, so... I should find... I'll do that. I'll have to go out and find my switch box. I have a switch box somewhere that you can hook up compositor component. See, guys, we've had a lot of different ways to hook up game consoles and televisions over the decades. The first one I had was we called it a pigtail. Well, the first ones were these boxes. They were about yay big, and they had the TV and antenna switch on it. And what you would do is you'd have to... This is back when the antennas were screwed on with like a Phillips head screwdriver. You would actually take these 2 forks that you would actually have to screw on to the antenna part, and then you could swap between game and television through that. Then they had the pigtail, which when everything went RF, which would be for cable-ready TVs, they had a pigtail that would screw into the antenna, and then you would actually through the coaxial hookup into that, the RF connector. So then we had RF connectors. Then we had composite, which is the red, the white, and the yellow colors. You hook them up through the TV that way, and 65. Hook them up through the TV, and then you would be able to have a little bit better of a picture. Then they went to component. Component was the first high definition hookups, and they had the red and the white for audio, but then they also had green, red, and blue for video, and that was the earliest way to do high definition, I believe. And then they, of course, they had the old VGA hookup from a computer that you could do that, and then finally we have gone to HDMI, where now it's just one simple hookup. But the problem is that a lot of our game consoles, like my Sega Saturn, is only composite. There's no component for it, so I have to hook it up and still be able to use it in the standard definition of composite television on a high definition 8K television that I'm looking at right now. I have to figure out a way to do that. Oh, we're not going that way yet. And there might have been a hookup that I missed. I'm not a complete expert on AV stuff, but I just can tell you that's how it was. Alright, let's beat this game.
All hail the son of our master, stronger than the mightiest hunter.
He's a bad mother.
Belmont. Yes, the dark priest called Shaft, come to cleanse the world in the forge of chaos. You made Belmont lord of the castle. Why? Because we tire of these hunters and their holy power. If they would but turn on one another. Then the strongest one among them would eliminate the rest. Belmont. Yes. So I converted him, brought him here to lure the rest, to force them all to fight and die. But you never planned for me, and now you failed. Ha! Your human soul as frail as his was. You'll take his place. I'll tear that soul apart.
I don't think so, Tim. Oops.
No! Your beloved darkness awaits you. Dwell there for all eternity. Ha! I die victorious. Count Dracula rises even now. Let him purge the world in flames.
Oops.
Father.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
Not
Too long.
nearly long enough.
No, Gerber,
I
man.
can't allow you to leave here, Father.
Do you still side with humanity?
He does.
Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
You think I would forget such a... No. But neither do I seek revenge against them.
Enough of your nonsense. Away with your humanity. Stand with me as Prince of all the world.
You will never touch this world again. In Mother's name, I swear it.
Tremble before my true form.
Don't get used to seeing him. He's not gonna last very long. Oops.
Go back to the abyss. Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
How could I have lost?
Because I have the best sword.
Your soul. You'll never win without them.
How poetic. So, I tragically sacrificed all I held dear in a search for power, did I?
Yes.
Did you not?
Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She
It was,
said,
"You tear me
"Do not hate
apart."
humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot. She also said that she would love you for eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
Castlevania is going away.
So you made it.
Alucard, you're all right.
Yeah.
So you had to fight your own father? It's my fault.
Yeah, it
If I
is.
had been so weak, we wouldn't be here.
Not so. I had my own reasons to face him.
Still, it couldn't have been easy.
It wasn't. But remember, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph
Is for good men to do nothing.
So what now, Alucard?
The blood in my veins is cursed. It's best for the world if I disappear, now and forever.
I see.
Farewell, then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard,
Well, are you going after him or not?
I'm sorry. I have to follow him. I can't just...
It's all right. Hurry up and catch him. If anyone can save him, you can.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richter, for everything.
But now I gotta go.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, Maria. Yeah, 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 yeah. Get the music because I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. Yeah, so that was Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I know the original game had a song that was sung, and I don't like to tempt the fates when it comes to that. You never can tell when it's going to come back and bite you in the arse. Bite you in the arse! This is the Japanese voice cast. Can I at all speed this up? I don't know. Here's the staff that worked on it. Really, I thought Iga was the one who did this. There he is, assistant director. He would take over after this. So a lot of the, all the like the Game Boy Advanced Castlevanias and the DS ones, all Iga. This remains my favorite though because of how deep it is. The other ones they're deep as well, but this one just feels like it was a passion project, something that they really sat down and really wanted to work on and put out, and I really admire that. I honestly really do. That I love when someone has a really big passion project like this, where they put so much time and care and effort into it. I had no idea how deep this game was when I first played it. And of course, yeah, I do have the original cart or the original CD right here, original pressing. This is my original one I bought the day it came out. Awesomely, well, just a well done game. So I guess that means when I come back from lunch, I got to play something different because we did that. Imai. Musicians. Soundtrack of this game is a holy grail, guys. If you get a chance to pick it up on CD or vinyl or whatever your thing is, listen to it on YouTube. It is an amazing soundtrack. Symphony Night soundtrack is it's a peak. It's a top 10 game soundtrack of all time. It's that good. But that's usually the way it is with Castlevania. Castlevania soundtracks are always pretty damn good, and this one is probably my favorite. Kojima, huh? Not the same Kojima. Shigeru Fukutake. Takahashi Tataishi. I cannot pronounce a lot of Japanese names. Some of them I can. Murakami. Inaba. Masa Hurd. Hurd what? Akira Yamaoka. Hideki Kasai. That sounds like an Iron Chef. Iron Chef, Hideki Kasai. This is a really well done game. I'm so glad they're doing another Castlevania because they could make games like this. Here's the thing about making a Castlevania game. We don't need a $250 million budget for them to make a good Castlevania game right now. You really don't. You just get some folks. There are lots of folks out there that are making Metroidvanias independently. Partner yourself with one of them. Give them the ability to make, to at least get really high definition, awesome looking sprites and all that stuff. And let them go to town, and then you get the finished product and go, yeah, or no. What can you do? But they don't have the English voice staff. Isn't that interesting? Just out of my own curiosity, let's see how much of the castle we unlocked. $198.6, not the whole thing. It's the whole thing is 200 and something. Yeah, 200 and something. So, but anyway, guys, let's go ahead and take a lunch break. I'm gonna go ahead and head out to lunch for now. I'll be back in about an hour, and we're gonna pick up with a new. Well, let's just check it out since we're standing here. This is the Advanced Collection. These are the ones on the Game Boy Advanced. Which one do we want to play first? I know the one that Iga does not like is the launch Game Boy Advance game, which I believe is Circle of the Moon. I think that's the one he doesn't like. But Dracula. But we have yeah, we'll do Circle of the Moon when we get back, okay? So you guys don't go far. Give me about an hour. I see I got some folks here on Rumble. Who is available on Rumble for us to raid out to? I'll make sure I have that right before we go any further. Yarny it is. Guys, hang around for Yarn Witch on Rumble. And I'll be back. Like I said, don't go far. I'll be back in about an hour, okay? So here we go for Yarny. like I said, I'll be back here 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, so don't go far.